Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So before anything else, I'd like you guys to invite for clicking the red subscribe button down here, so you'll be notified every time I'm going to share with you different words and phrases and sentence patterns that you can use if you're going to talk to a foreigner or to your friends. And in addition to that, you will also improve your communication skills and your vocabularies in which you can talk to different people. And it's also a channel that helps different nationalities, especially Asians, and of course non-native speakers, and also my fellow Filipinos. So today I'm going to share with you the different ways for you to say the sentence I experienced that before. Saying I experienced that before sounds cliche and blasé, and for you to vary that expression or that sentence, I think it's better to change the game a bit and try to sound differently and unique and also unalike, because most of the time whenever I'm speaking and talking to someone in English, I always say the cliche sentence I experienced that before. So in order for me to sound differently and not as always or as frequent, that I always say that particular sentence that is I experienced that before. I actually jot down a couple of examples or model sentences in order for you to sound better. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first one is, as I mentioned, so the model sentence would be, I experienced that before that I got rejected from the interview. So I experienced that before that I got rejected from the interview. So instead of saying that, you can say, that happened to me before that I got rejected from the interview. So instead of saying I experienced that before, you can replace that with that happened to me too. So at least when you're saying that particular sentence, so you sound unlike, different, and outstanding. So the next one would be, instead of saying I experienced that before that I got rejected, you can rather say that resulted to me too that I got rejected from the interview. So yes, so the next, so as I mentioned, so instead of saying I experienced that before, you can replace that with that resulted to me too, plus the reason why you got rejected or you failed something. Yeah, so the next one is, so as I mentioned, the model sentence is, I experienced that before that I got rejected. Rather say, that came across to me too that I got rejected from the interview. So instead of saying, I experienced that before, you can say, that came across to me too. So if you say that, I think it's the way to change the game, the way to vary your uses, your frequent use of the sentence, I experienced that before. So the next is, so instead of saying, I experienced that before that I got rejected, you could rather say, that came off to me too in which I got rejected. So instead of saying, I experienced that before that I got rejected, you could say, that came off to me. So remember the phrase came off. Yes. So the next is, so instead of saying, I experienced that before that I got rejected, you could rather say, that came onto me that I got rejected too. So using that, you sound unalike and different from others' version. So the next is, instead of saying, I experienced that before that I got rejected, you could rather say, that came upon to me too that I got rejected. So you could replace the blasé sentence that I experienced that before that I got rejected with that came upon to me too. So the next is, instead of saying I experienced that before that I got rejected, you could replace that with a sentence that turned up to me too that I got rejected from the interview. So you can replace the, let's say, phrase I experienced that with that turned up to me too. So last but not the least, so instead of saying I experienced that before that I got rejected from the interview, you could rather that passed to me too that I got rejected from the interview. So those are the different ways in order for you to sound less cliche and boring and monotonous when you're, saying the phrase I experienced that before. So if you find this video interesting and helpful, please don't forget to click the little subscribe button down here so you'll be notified every time I'm going to post different videos about English. So this channel helps you guys to better your communication skills. So that's all for now. Thank you.